pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome, race fans, to tonight's coverage of the All-American Racing League's Truckers Feed America Cup Series Round 7 from Nashville Superspeedway. We're back from a short hiatus after the race at Gateway and a win for Cameron Harris. Tonight's race takes us back to Nashville. Thank you for joining us tonight for the DD's Daycare 200. I'm Cliff up in the booth alongside Zach Woods, and eventually Angel Santiago is going to join us, not currently here, but will be joining us shortly. Zach, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. It's good to be here. Really pumped for this race here at Nashville.
Yeah, always a good time here at Nashville. We're going to go 150 laps here tonight, 200 miles at this 1.5-mile concrete racetrack. David Lorfino looking to re-win another one here after last year's win. And we'll see what happens here towards the end. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll get to the grid here momentarily. And we will bring you flag-to-flag coverage right here on Sim Racing Media. Glad you can join us. Be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the show tonight. And hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss any of the action. So we'll go ahead and run through our grid here as they start. Adam Angerstein's going to take the pole position with David Lorfino able to make this race. Had hauler trouble getting to here to the racetrack tonight. Going to grab the second position here Lilith Peters is going to start from the 3rd position, and Sean Purcell will start outside of her in the 4th position. Peter Terrio is going to start 5th, with Cameron Harris starting outside him in the 6th position. Chad Snyder in the 26th car will start 7th. Larry Garnes is going to start 8th, with Johnny May rolling off 9th, and Scott Leonard is going to roll off in the 10th position.
And we have Kyle Purcell here in P number 11 with Justin Horton making out that row. Looking back through the field, we got guys like Jeremy Flanagan and Jim Hubble looking to make their way through the field tonight. Smashed in between them, of course, is David Hara. Starting in the 16th position, we got Nathan Christensen. 17th rolling off is Cole Martin. Kristen Delgado in P18. Joshua Hetrick leaving the pits in P19. And we have Charles Dickey, Tyrone Yo, and Travis Rodriguez rolling out here in P22. Patrick McQuaid was on the server not too long ago, but I do not see him currently on track here, Cliff.
Yeah, Patrick McQuaid having some trouble, it looks like. Not able to hang out in the server, as it looks, and that's going to be pretty detrimental to him and his team running in some of these top spots. We'll get to that in a moment. As the pace truck dives off, we're going to come across the line here for lap 1 of DD's Daycare 200. Glad you can join us. Green flag in the air. Here we go. Adam Angerstein going to take us across the line with David Lorfino outside line holding on.
Side by side going into 1 and 2. 3rd place checks up here, but that's pretty normal here at Nashville as they come out of turn 2. Got to be careful of that wall, making a big run here down the backstretch as Angerson pulls out to a couple car length lead.
Yeah, the 9 car looking like a Toyota fast out here tonight, able to pull out, get shot out like a cannon for that start there, with Lilith Peters in the 1 on the bottom side of the 8 of Lorfino there. I briefly hit on it. Lorfino was the winner here last year, so expect him to be fast here tonight and be a contender here for the win. Looks like Purcell and Terrio will round out our top 5.
It's really interesting here, Cliff. These drivers battling for position so early on. You have to manage your tires. Understand that a fuel run here is going to change the balance of your race car as it goes on here through Nashville. So drivers have to understand, I can make some time up on that high line, but I'm definitely going to chew tires doing it.
Yeah, lap 1, 2, 3 aren't going to matter much. We got 150 here tonight. It's going to be a long race. But already Angerstein put on a pretty good gap on first place, just about a half second back to the 8 car. Lilith Peters in the 3rd position. And looks like Sean Purcell is going to make a run on the bottom of that 1 car as we come across the line here for lap number 4.
This seems to be the first battle here on the racetrack as they do try to sort themselves out here. Purcell trying to make a move here on the inside of Lilith Peters as that's going to bring Cameron Harris into the fray back here in P6.
Yeah, Lilith Peters, our current points leader, as she holds off Cameron Harris in 2nd and Lorfino running 3rd. A little bit of a gaggle there for what would be 4th and 5th, almost 3 wide here at Nashville. Concrete racetrack here. It's going to be a little bit slick.
There is a caution. Trying to figure out where that is.
Jeremy Flanagan might have been involved here as he's slow on the racetrack. We'll take a look and see if we could jump back. See just what happened.
There's a lot going on here, Cliff.
There usually is. I'm going to jump back and see if we could figure out yeah, Purcell was involved there on the top side, or Purcell was actually down in the grass there as someone was up into the wall.
Well, I think it all starts with the, well, let's see,
the 14 of Scott Leonard. Yeah. And
that's something you got to manage here in these next gen cars. You got to understand, hey, I want to get everything I can out of these first couple laps too, but too early on the throttle makes you loose off an exit, and that's really the case for any of these tracks in this new car. But unfortunate there that we get an incident early on here, but I'm sure they're just trying to figure things out here.
Yeah, we talked about it just earlier. It's a long race, and you got to maintain those tires. This is going to mix things up a little bit as some of these guys are going to come down, as we see David Hara coming down. It's like Purcell, Scott Leonard, Travis Rodriguez, Joshua Hetrick, Tyrone Yo Jr., Jeremy Flanagan, Charlie Dickey, all going to come down pit road here. They're going to take advantages of this early caution and get some tires and some fuel. Try to get off strategy is what I'm seeing right now. Angerstein's going to stay out.
Yeah, I don't hate this call. I think if you are a driver in the back trying to get off cycle, why not? It's a couple laps here. They'll probably restart here around lap 9 or so. That could definitely throw a wrench into things if this thing does decide to go long. So I don't hate this call. It's just having to understand, hey, I'm back on freshies again. I got to be patient with them, get ready for them to warm up here on the restart.
Yeah, you're going to have 14th on back with fresh tires, and they're going to be – you've got some good drivers there, too. They're going to be itching to get up to the front with those fresh rubber. And I don't hate this call either. What I've noticed throughout this season with the All-American Racing League Top Sail Trucking Cup Series, they run very clean races, and so those guys know what's coming, and that's a long green flag run. Mm-hmm. So I do like this call as well. Like you said, it's gonna pay out. I think we'll see what happens. Angerstein, Lorfano, and Sean Purcell are gonna round out our top 3 when we take the green. Lilith Peters sitting in 4th. So some really fast drivers still up front, but also some really fast drivers mid-pack, and gonna be making an attempt here to grab everything they can when this green flag drops.
So just something for our viewers at home, the EOL does go to Scott Leonard as Scott spun out, caused that caution. We'll be very curious to see how aggressive Scott is here on this restart, trying to make up for lost time. The field is approaching. Looks like a new green flag run, so very excited. I don't think these drivers have really shown their hands quite yet, so
no, you're absolutely right.
yeah.
They didn't quite get enough under them to get a feel for their car and see where we're gonna be. So this will get interesting as the pace truck comes off. Lap 9 when we cross.
Angerstein rolling away here. Can he fend off the field behind him? We'll see here in a second as he gets a really good restart out 2 car lengths here going into turn 2 as they are, well, I was going to say 3 wide behind them, but they thought better of it.
Yeah, almost there as Purcell and Lorfano will hold on to that 2nd and 3rd spot, but they've got the 1 car of Lilith Peters, always fast, always a contender out here. And, she's going to make her way to the front once her car gets settled in.
It's interesting to take a look at the driving styles of some of these racers here in the next gens. Some are bold. You go down here on the front stretch and you're able to run that apron. I wouldn't be so bold. It's slick down there. But as so far, everything seems to straighten itself out here in the first couple laps of this next run.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's going to take a few more laps for the tires for the 14th on back. The guys and gals that have pitted, those tires have to come in. Meanwhile, the top guys they've got some rubber under them that have been scuffed up and are settled in. They can go. But you got some cold tires back there in the second half of this field. Adam Angerstein running a really fast sector 2 there of the last lap. He's just on fire tonight, and it's gonna take a lot to catch Angerstein there in that number 9 Toyota. One of the only Toyotas here in the top 10 I'll talk about also. The next Toyota in the field is back in 12th and then 17th, so not a great night here for the Toyotas. Let's see let's see what the rest of these drivers that are out there on Toyotas can do.
Yeah, pretty lonely being up top, but I would rather be there than mid-pack right now, as Angerstein has pulled out to a pretty sizable lead, considering we've only been green now for a few laps here in this run. Taking a look back further in the field, they are getting sporty back for the 4th position as the 6 and the 8 go to battle here this lap.
Yeah, 6 and 8 battling for 4th and 5th. That's the top 5 there. Our top mover of the race currently, Travis Rodriguez, up 11 spots from where he started to 11th. We'll keep an eye on that. That's another Toyota.
Yeah, kudos to Rodriguez here early on, managing his stuff and understanding that when you're in the back, you got to make up some time somehow. So if it's being aggressive, woohoo, like that, making a move here, approaching the start-finish line, you got to take what your tires can give you here early, and we get spaced out after a while. You really can't make up time late in the run. So Rodriguez doing everything he can, just put guys behind him here at the second stretch here at Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville will always produce great racing. The concrete surface is unique. It's a mile and a half. I think it might be the only mile and a half concrete surface we visit on a regular basis, or at least in the sim world that we live in. But I'm not really sure where I was going with that, to be honest. A unique surface, a unique racetrack, a unique race, and these guys are coming off of a break. So there's a lot of wrenches thrown into this race here today, and there could be some differences in what we're used to seeing week to week with the All-American Racing League Cup Series here. But as we get down to lap 16 here, things start to spread out on this green flag run. I told you we'd see it.
Yeah, it's definitely spreading out here. Something of note on these concrete surfaces, Cliff, is that you think of the Dovers of the world, right? You think here at Nashville, a topic that should be visited later on in this race is restarting on worn tires. We just saw a small deviation in pit strategy for these guys. So it's going to be really interesting to see if anybody's bold enough to try to restart on old stuff here on this concrete surface. That normally leads to some trouble. I'm not saying that these guys in this league can't handle it, but it's definitely worth of note here as everybody's chugging along here early in this one.
Yeah, you said it. The Dovers and the Martinsville, sorry, not Martinsville, but the concrete short tracks is what I'm normally used to when you talk about concrete. And when you come out to a mile and a half on concrete, I think you got a little bit of a lighter foot when you get into the corners, and you got to be a little more careful. But as we run lap 18 here, Adam Angerstein has a 1 second gap over Sean Purcell in second place. So showing his hand here tonight, has a fast car and knows what to do with it. Currently, Lilith Peters is in third, putting the pressure on Sean Purcell. And with that, we'll continue to run through the field here. Cameron Harris, our last week's winner, running fourth here tonight in the 27 Chevy. Just behind him, we got Chad Snyder up 2 spots from where he started in the 26 Ford, running 5th position. Last year's winner in the 8 Chevy, 6th place, David Lorfano the 3rd, trying to work his way back to the front, or at least to the front. He wasn't there yet. He's actually down. Oh, I do apologize. He started 3rd. He's down 4 spots from where he started. Larry Garnes in the 20s, up 1 spot to 7th. Right behind him, we got Peter Terrio in the 6th Ford, running 8th. Justin Horton is going to be right behind him in the 67 machine, running 9th. And David Harris is going to run out our top 10 in the 15 Chevy here. Just behind him, Scott Leonard going to run 11th. Travis Rodriguez behind him in the 12th spot, up 10 spots from where he started, our current biggest mover. Johnny May in 13th, and then Christian Delgado in the 16 car, giving him a little bit of a bump there, jumping on the bottom side of that 00 car to take away 13th. A little bit of back and forth there. 00 of Johnny May right behind, watching all of that. Nathan Christensen going to grab 14th as they shuffle around. Cole Martin in the 45 is going to run 16th. Joshua Hetrick 17th in the 25 Toyota. A couple of Toyotas back here. In 18th, Kyle Purcell in the 10. Jim Hubble running 19th. Jeremy Flanagan, Zorku Nation in the 72 machine running 20th. Charlie Dickey running 21st. Tyrone Yo Jr. back to 22nd. And Patrick McQuaid, unfortunately, did not make this race, and that's going to have some a mix-up here in the points as I will go and check. But Patrick McQuaid was up there in the points and one of the faster drivers here in the series.
I've had the opportunity to race with Patrick across different series, and he's normally pretty quick everywhere we go. So definitely a bummer for Patrick not being able to make it today.
Yeah, Patrick was actually in 4th. Now, the league does have a drop rule where you can drop your worst race of the season. So, obviously, if McQuaid doesn't make this race, he'll probably drop this one. We knew he was having some internet issues with his server or service, and so that's probably what's going on. So, unfortunate for that team, but they'll come back strong next week, I'm sure, and probably drop this race. But running in 4th, you definitely don't want to miss any races.
Yeah. Well, I want to, if I may, Cliff, I would love to draw our attention back towards the 10th place driver, Scott Leonard. Things are getting pretty wild back here from about 10th through, I don't know, pickup drivers, 16th, 17th, 18th. They were crazy back here for about 2 laps.
Well, I appreciate you calling that out, as I just kind of, sometimes I just ramble and forget I'm controlling the cameras here in the background. So I appreciate that. Looking at 10th, Scott Leonard. Yeah, he's on rails right now. His car's real dialed in. He's ahead about a second in front of Peter Terrio. So he's got a comfortable buffer back there and setting his sails on the 9 of Justin Horton. So just trying to work through this traffic and make his way up to where it matters, and that would be the top 3.
Well, let me tell you, I was the eye in the sky spying on Scott Leonard there for a little while, and he I'm going to tattle on him. He didn't get by that 6 car very friend-like. He had to move him out of the way in order to get that 10th place spot, but it all sorted itself out. Rubbin's racing. These drivers are doing a really good job at walking that fine line between aggressive driving and just dumping somebody. We haven't seen that today.
Yeah, if nothing else, I know these guys will put on a show. Speaking of the show, we're going to step aside for just a moment and pay some bills. We'll jump side by side so you won't miss any of the action. But don't go away. We will be right back.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Welcome back live to the racetrack where Adam Angerstein in that 9 Toyota has put over a 1-second gap on the actual one car of Lilith Peters. Surprise. Works our way up to second, our current point leader. Trying to make a run there for the lead. Sean Purcell rolling in third, and we got Cameron Harris rounding out fourth with Chad Snyder sitting in fifth. As things start to spread out just a little bit here at the Nashville Superspeedway.
Yeah, I've noticed quite a bit here on this run, Cliff, that those fresh tires are starting to come to life. Those guys on freshies can really rotate through the center a lot better. Even a couple laps make a big difference here. So I've been watching, especially the exit, coming out of turn 4. It seems like those guys that have pitted can really get the throttle down a lot quicker with some more confidence. It's starting to show here as the run wears on.
Yeah, especially for the 10th place, David Hara, the first car that did pit under that lap 6 window, sitting 10th. So they've got some work to do as Johnny May comes down pit road here. Not too sure what's wrong with the cookie machine here.
Oh no, not the cookie machine. Is coming down pit road. I do have to admit, being the eye in the sky, I did see Jonathan May tag the wall a few times, especially on exit. So might be coming down here to get some feel goods and maybe some damage repair as he overshoots his pit stall. Wow, going from bad to worse. Unfortunate here for Jonathan May, but it looks like he'll be the only car one lap down for now, so won't be too bad.
We'll have some work to do for that cookie machine. But meanwhile, up front, Adam Angerstein continues to lead. Peters, though, has now cut that gap down to about a half second. So look out for this one car. We talked about her being on the top of the leaderboard and a fast driver every week. Last season, she was a part-time driver. Won a handful of races and really showed what she was worth, and now she's here running for a championship this season and cutting down the lead here away from Adam Angerstein. Probably going to put the pressure on here in a couple laps.
Yeah, Cliff, the thing I'm really impressed with Lilith Peters here is that she's been able to do this on a long run. We saw that first place machine at that 9 Toyota really scamper out there early. Peters I think she's really taken care of her stuff very well as this run is worn on. So kudos to her, and I think the rest of the field can take some notes of how to conserve tire.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch out for the one car of Lilith Peters by the time this race is over. A lot of talent here, as we've seen. She cut that gap down now to 1/10 of a second, is on the bumper of the 9. She'll make the pass here as the 9 has to deal with some lap traffic. And just want to give a shout out now to Angel Santiago joining us in the booth. Angel, welcome back. Glad you could join us. A really action-packed race here just as you joined, as the 1 takes the lead away from the 9 Toyota of Adam Angerstein.
Yeah, thank you, Cliff. Appreciate it. Nice to jump in with you and Zach here, my buddy. I feel like it's going to be a ton of fun. Yeah, I got to watch just a little bit of the race kind of in the background while I had to finish up what I was finishing up before jumping in. And yeah, it's looked like an exciting race. But I mean, no surprise, it's Nashville Superspeedway, man. This track is so much fun. It's so challenging, but it puts on some good racing. Oh, as you see the 9 car tap the wall for 4.
The 9 car of Adam Angerstein has been very dominant this entire race. Led all 39 laps so far, but the 1 has finally ticked away at that lead and took away from that 9 car, and will take the lead here at lap 40. But we still have a long way to go. But we were just talking about how Lilith Peters has been very dominant this season. was really fast last season, but wasn't able to run for a championship, and she's putting it on this season, as she is currently sitting in the top position for those points, and now top position for this race.
Well, I like Nashville because, as you see the 27 coming down pit road here of Cameron Harris. What I love about a track like Nashville and it being a concrete track, man, it requires you to be just so methodical each and every lap to really save these tires, because this concrete will just chew them away, and it's going to show the discipline. You know, you have a long run, which Nashville typically has these nice long runs like this. So you really see who's able to save those tires and really just good overall car control on a long run. We've got a nice battle here for over here. Got about 4 or 5 cars, but throw a blanket over them just about. What do you think, Zach?
Let me tell you, it just seems to be everywhere we look as of late. These drivers are going toe-to-toe with one another. We have some different pit strategy going on right now. As we made note at the beginning of this race, there was an early caution. Some drivers in this field took advantage of pit, and it's going to shuffle some things around here as drivers are slow, trying to make their way onto the pit road. Meanwhile, there's folks that aren't even thinking about going down to the pits for another, let's say, 8-9 laps or so.
Well, I mean, we all know the benefit when you short pit. It's you're gaining all that time back out on track with the fresh tires, you know, while the other guys are slipping and sliding. But at the same time, you kind of pay it on the long run, where now your tires are older, they have a little bit fresher tires, and it really, I think it's, what is your discipline of driving? If you know you burn up tires, you know, quickly, do you want to try to wait it out, or have you burned up your tires too early? Are you forced to now come down pit lane early, or else you're really going to be screwed up the longer you go? So that's what makes every race, especially at a track here, where, you know, so interesting, especially in a league like this one, where you know you're going to get these nice long green flag runs, trying to take care of your equipment, but ever so more important at a track like Nashville.
We're starting to see our pit window come into play. We talked about it being 45 to 55. We saw some of these drivers that have been out there for a while starting to come down, including looks like Harris, Purcell, Horton, Snyder, Terrio. A lot of these guys coming down early in the pit window. If you were to ask me, some of these guys, or guys and gals like Lilith Peters, Angerstein, Garns, and Lorfano, they're going to probably stretch it out to try to push to that 55 lap limit.
Yeah, it's really interesting. In my short experience racing these next gens, especially at tracks like this, like Nashville, that lend themselves to long green flag runs, I kind of want to run it dry. I want to maximize every single fuel run, because at the end of this thing, you're putting less gas in the car than most other people. So it just depends on your driving style. Like Angel said earlier, are you able to conserve? Some of these drivers are going down pit road not because they want to, but because they have to. They've used all their stuff. The cars become undrivable. I gotta go down and get 4 feel goods and try to get back out here and make up some time.
It almost looks like the one's ready for a couple of feel goods. Man, that turn did not go well for Peters there in 1 and 2. But yeah, I mean, it's the guys who are pitting right now, or at least pitted a couple laps ago, their hope was that they'd get almost an immediate caution. As you see our leader coming down pit lane now, and Angerstein is going to join her right there in second. Got about another 10 seconds back to third. We'll see what their decision is.
It's going to be really interesting, Angel, to watch these two leave pit road, because a lot of time can be gained and lost here. You got to hit your box clean. You got to understand, hey, concrete surface, I am going to slide a little bit more. But we did see Peters have a really, really good long run ride.
Oh, tough break there for the 8.
Yeah, but
Lafano.
Yeah, but rather Angerstein was really good on the short run. So be curious to see if that 9 car runs Peters down here early on.
Well, so I mean, you know, I know you're better on the short run, and compared to somebody who's better in the long run. Zach, what would you do? What would you think is a good idea? Do you want to pit earlier and maximize what you can do, or pit later and kind of let those two things offset each other?
Oh, I mean, at a track like Nashville that lends itself to these green flag runs, I'm trying to race this race backwards and trying to understand, okay, what's the farthest I can go in each run to make that last pit stop as short as possible. And then I'm going to work on my craft, as we do have a yellow out here. I'm very curious to see what that is for, Angel.
Well, unfortunately, this is my
Flashing
first
out,
race
yeah,
here.
what,
Yeah, it's
We have Cole Martin in trouble. It's like Cole Martin trying to get into the pits here.
Pits, and that was just enough for the caution to come out.
Oh,
And you hate to see it, and you hate to be that guy, because you know that's not something you ever done on purpose. Just when you have such old tires, and honestly, we didn't even think to mention it. Old tires, it is so difficult to get on pit lane here. Remember, you're on concrete, transitioning to what is actually this different type of pavement here. I mean, this is not what drivers are used to. Everybody's used to this asphalt. So, yeah, getting slowed down there definitely was not ideal for him.
that is gonna shake up the field if I'm correct, Cliff. I think this is really gonna help those drivers that pitted early and have not pitted yet.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. This is going to change things just a little bit.
Well, what changes this in, I think, the biggest way possible is looks like Peters is good to go on the lead lap. My question is, the 13 of Adam going to be on the lead lap in the 13th position, that number 9 car. So I do believe that's maybe a lap down for the 9 car. So either it's a wave around or a lucky dog. That'll put him at the tail end of the pack, not too far tail end. We have a lot of drivers probably taking wave around, but that shakes up a little bit. Probably what Adam's strategy is going to be, trying to make it back up to the front. Talking about that short run, not having to use all that speed he's got in the short run just to slice and dice his way through the field.
I found that really interesting that Peters went down pit road again. Could have had the opportunity to trap a lot of this field one lap down, chose not to. Good on her, staying on fuel cycle with the people that she's now on fuel cycle with. Definitely could have trapped a ton of people a lap down. If I'm not mistaken, that does free up for the field to get the wave around. I think every lead lap car pitted.
Let's go ahead and get a quick word with David Lorfano here, last year's winner. Lorfano, it's Cliff, Angel, and Zach in the booth. You got us?
Hey, I got you guys.
Hey, man, great race so far. What do you got for us tonight? And does your car have anything for this field? And will we see you in the podium?
I'm not sure. I think I learned a lesson there. Pushing too hard early at this track isn't the way to go. So hopefully this run I can save some tire and hopefully be there at the end of the run. But yeah, you just can't push too early.
We'll copy that. Good luck to you in this next part of this race. Hopefully we get something to go in here for your team.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you for you guys jumping in to chat with us here on YouTube. Patrick, sorry to hear about your internet issues, man. We'll hope to see you back again next week, and definitely missing you out here. I finally jumped in to get this broadcaster race for you, and you're not here. So, man, we'll have to wait until next week on that one. So we got about 100, just under 100 laps to go in this race, talking about that fuel window. So, if you came in, and it might be part of why Peters came in, topping off here might give you a chance to make this a one-stop race from here on out, at least.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's really interesting. I'm actually looking at the last pit numbers for a lot of these drivers right now. Figure it out in terms of where they are and how they're using this strategy. I'm lost, Angel. I think we'll just leave it to the drivers to figure it out. How about that?
Well, not only are you lost, but the pace truck seems to be lost too, as he's got to find his way back to the front here.
Yeah, I don't know who they put in charge of driving it, but they are going to need to maybe reconsider that one.
I think he's drunk. Well, never a shortage of fun here at the Sim Racing Media Network. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you watching here tonight for the All-American Racing League Truckers Feed America Cup Series. Tonight's race brought to you by DD's Daycare. We appreciate you for sponsoring us, and hopefully the kids are okay there at your daycare. Pace car or pace truck will jump off. Hard left turn. Lap 55 will be underway momentarily here as Purcell and Peters take us to it.
All right, great jump there for the 10 of Purcell. You're going to see him pull away already, almost a 0.3 of a second lead. He dived down here into 1 and 2. Going to take a little bit of a higher lane here to start trying to get a nice run off the corner. But man, Peters has got a great run there off of 2. Going to use every bit of racetrack there is, right up against the wall, diving down here into turn number 3.
Peters was strong early on in this one, and it seems to have carried over here in this second segment of this race. Peters chugging along, hunting down, looking for the lead.
Man, all over the back bumper already, the 10. Going to take it a little bit lighter here into turn number 1. We'll see where this puts them as they come off of turn 2. Don't look now, that third place car as well of Scott in that number 14 Chevrolet. Not too far behind, hoping for maybe one or both of these two in front of them to make a mistake.
And it's going to be really, really interesting to see how these strategies play out as this race wears on. You got some fast drivers that are in the back of the field trying to make their way back up. But the one thing that has remained constant throughout this race is Lilith Peters making a charge to the front. She was very cautious in that first run. It'd be interesting to see how much she pushes it here.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know that right now your closest competitor before that caution came out was the 9 of Adam Agrenstein, all the way right now mired back in the 11th position. So really just take your time. You know you're faster than the people around you. The biggest threat you had is currently mired back in traffic. So yeah, definitely my best goal. And honestly, maybe even try to save some fuel, you know. Trying to make this on a one more stop. Yeah, I'd definitely be out there trying to save some fuel knowing that my fastest competitor is stuck in traffic.
What does it do for you as a driver, Angel, to know that your best competition has to work their way to you, and you're not necessarily leading like Peters is, but you're definitely in the best position you can be right now? What does that do for a driver mentally to know that, hey, my competition has got to race through the field to get to me first?
Well, I think it definitely depends on who you are and what your thought processes are as a driver. For me, at least, I think it's a moment of calm and relief. Like, all right, I can take a deep breath, you know, focus on the driving, because sometimes you get caught up on stuff that you don't really need to, and that's when you start making your mistakes. So it's a time to regroup, refocus, while your closest competitor is out there probably losing their mind trying to make it through the pack, as he's only gained now up to the 10th position here, as she just keeps hounding this back end of the number 10 Kyle Purcell.
I've seen quite a number of battles, but I've also seen a couple mistakes. So a driver we've covered early on in this thing was Scott Leonard in that 14 machine. I watched him go from 3rd to 5th in a matter of 2 corners, getting past pretty easily, and that's how easy you can make mistakes here at Nashville, and it can cost you dearly as we have a battle for the lead.
Got a battle for the lead here with the 1 going low, but don't look now. The 27 of Cameron Harris is in 3rd, just put down the fastest lap anybody's put down today. 0.3 quicker than the 2 drivers in front of him this time, or the last time. This time around, 3 to 0.5 of a second quicker. He is on a move, trying to use up these tires early while he's got them. Woo!
This is crazy. 3-car battle for the lead. After most of the race, it was just a 2-car battle. Now we have cars on different strategies, people that are understanding, hey, my car works better in the short run, mine works in the long run. I'm going to get the most I can right now. As you see, at 27 machine, looking for second, wants a whole lot more than that.
Yeah, and I think he's going to get it here, whether it be through 1 and 2 or through 3 and 4. I think this will probably be the lap he gets it done. But if you're going to use up your tires and get to the lead, you got to go now. You can't keep wasting your time because you are slowly losing what's left of those tires.
Dirty air here at Nashville. We really haven't talked a whole lot about that, but that can get the car tight, especially through the center of the corner. Being out in clean air is obviously where you want to be, where Peters is now, but I feel that that 27 car has navigated traffic so well. As you see, he's looking for that clean air, looking at that higher line, trying to find anywhere to get that car to rotate.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, oh, we got a caution here.
Adam Angerstein going to be involved with this caution here.
Oh no, big contact there. Was that the 37, I believe, of Charlie Dickey? Ooh. Oh, heavy damage right there for the 9. I don't know if he just anticipated the 9 staying up more and just not braking where he did. I'm not sure exactly what happened there.
Well, wherever you anticipate it, it doesn't help your car now. If you're Angerstein, you got to make sure that
that's true.
Get the car down the pit road the best that you can, and try to work on it here. As I can imagine, this car has significant damage.
All right. Well, we still got about 85 laps left in this race, so not quite at the halfway point. This definitely puts you in a one stop to finish a race. So I mean, you can throw kind of some of that strategy out the door, unless we get a well-timed caution in the next 30 laps or so.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking tires here.
Without a doubt.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Full tank of fuel.
Yeah, get me feeling good about how this car's driving again. That's what I want.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
As wasn't quick enough on the draw there. Cole Martin looks like he's going to get the lucky dog. So that'll bring Martin up. I have running right now in the 18th position.
All right, let's see here. You're seeing some pit stops happen now. Looks like maybe the 3-car of Christensen might be getting the lucky dog here. We'll have to see. Currently running in the 19th position. Assume pit road wasn't open just yet, but I see a couple people going down. Oh, you also got to think about it. I mean, how many sets of tires have these guys used? They only get 4 extra sets. I mean, that's about 30 laps a set. So you also have to consider how many tires they've already used.
I guess I never thought of that.
Yeah, can't come down and put 4 fresh Goodyears if there's not 4 fresh Goodyears sitting behind there.
You definitely have to worry about those 5 sets. They have 5 tire sets. One, obviously the one they come out with, and then 4 to go. If you use them up early, you're right. You're gonna have none left, and that's something you need to pay attention to.
Oh man, but the worst feeling in the world, there's the other side of the coin, is running this thing dry and having sets on pit road going, what could I have done with that extra set? Yep. I hate that feeling at the end of these races where
I do it so often that now I don't even let myself think about it anymore. I say, man, I always have an extra set anyways. I'm just gonna go use it.
We have quite the front row here. We saw that 27 charging at the end of this last run, so it's going to be an interesting restart.
Got everybody's lined up side by side, but we still got one more lap left here. Drivers eager to go green, and we're all eager to get going here. Next, so they're gonna call the 37 on that caution there for improper use of brakes, I guess is the wording we're going to use for tonight.
Okay.
I like that.
Haven't heard that one before. I dig it. I dig it. What a nice way to put that.
It's quite a nice way. I'm gonna have to write that one down.
Well, these drivers are lining up, getting ready to go back here at Nashville. Different strategies shaping up. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cameron Harris making his way to the front row here as he's going to try to put something on Lil Peters for the green flag here. Watch out for this 27 car.
Ooh,
Watch out for this one car.
There it was, guys. We saw it. We saw the field bunch up there because they've run laps on these tires. We talked about it earlier in the race. If you're going to have some wear on your tires, you need to watch out for tire spin. And certainly the makeup of Nashville Superspeedway strikes again as that top lane just didn't get going.
Yep, absolutely correct there. I mean, on these old tires, it's so easy to struggle, especially on what could be very hot, sticky, slick racetrack. And, of course, old tires. Oh, we got another caution here. Ooh, just under the halfway mark. We'll probably be at the halfway mark. Oh, it's a 49, is it, of Cole Martin?
37's in the infield.
45, I'm sorry. Oh, we're 3 wide. Oh, contact just right at the angle of the tri-oval. Just bad timing. I love that damage model, that fender right there, but wow. I'm not sure, maybe the 45, if he knew they were 3 wide and... Yeah, heavy damage there for the 45.
I do like that damage model.
Yeah, right. I mean, even the contact with the wall looked really good there. That slow-mo was perfect. Just the way that contact with the wall, man, that I'll give it to him, man. Not half bad. That's why we love iRacing, though. That's why we spend our time doing it. Cole Martin from Groveport, Ohio, involved in that one. Number 45 Chevrolet Camaro.
Well,
I got Cole on Facebook. You know, he's actually pretty funny on Facebook. I gotta say.
The temptation to go down pit road was not enough to lure some of our leaders. I really thought now would have been the time where these drivers said, okay, it must be a sign. I'm going down pit road now. I'm getting 4 feel goods, and we're going to do it all over again.
Well, I'll say
These
this,
drivers...
Zach.
Oh, go ahead.
I've been doing this for a while, and for some reason, everything I think is going to happen just never does.
Well, it's no fun if it isn't that way. Come on, Cliff.
I have really enjoyed the strategy that's been playing out here. It's just been very different than what we up here in the booth maybe anticipated.
That's the fun thing about being in the booth, Zach. Any strategy, because see, you remember when you're sitting in the car, it's different when you're coming up with strategy compared to when we're just up here talking. We don't know what these cars are driving like. We don't know what this track is acting like. We don't know the feel, the atmosphere of the other drivers. I mean,
Ooh, 27 down pit road.
okay.
Ah, got one. Ha.
16, a Christian Delgado. That's really the three. Nathan Christensen has been on pit road. Not sure if he's.
Now this is interesting, guys. 27 had a very good, strong run car, whatever you want to put it. I mean, we talked about not too long ago Cameron Harris making his way to the front. And what happened on that last restart? He spun his tires from the front row. That top lane didn't get going. Maybe this is Cameron Harris going, I don't want to do that again. I want to go out here and make sure that when I press on the gas, my car goes forward, not left or right.
Well, I mean, if it doesn't work, if it didn't work the first time you did it, absolutely. I mean, that's a great option for you. If you said, hey, you know what, I tried it, it didn't work, you know, don't keep digging yourself a deeper hole, you know, just, all right, write it off, it's over, on to the next one. We got lap 73 here, looking like we'll be completing, I think we'll be right at the halfway point here once we go green. We'll have to see how it works out.
Oh, math. Oh.
Yeah, a little bit too much for me. It's 9:30, what, 9, almost 9:30. Yeah, 9:30 at night. That's too much for me at this point in time.
Cliff, you're back there with all the stats today. I think we talked about it briefly earlier, but what about some of our biggest movers of the race? Why don't we highlight some of them?
Yeah, we talked about him earlier, and thank you, Zach, for calling that out. Travis Rodriguez has just been climbing through the charts here. Now up 18 spots to 4th from where he started. Actually, 19th. I'm sorry. He's actually going to start 3rd place here. So huge, and I apologize. My timing keeps jumping back and forth here. But, yeah, for the viewers at home, the 7 Toyota of Travis Rodriguez has been our biggest mover, and keep your eyes out for this car when we get to the second half of this race.
We talked early, Cliff, that this thing didn't have a lot of Toyotas. Guess what? I see a number of Toyotas
and
up here up front.
I know you're a Toyota fan.
Oh, I forgot I'm broadcasting with a Toyota fan? Oh, my God. This guy.
Hey, we
got
can't
like
all
3 Toyotas in my league, and he's one of them, of course.
feel getting ready for green here.
Green, we're going here. Once again, Lilith Peters just making these restarts look easy on these old tires. Let's not forget, she's on old tires too. You're gonna see them fan out behind.
Out to a huge lead here in 1 and 2. They're gonna battle behind her. All the action is from second on back as we are 2 by 2 by 2 all the way back through about 8th place or so.
Yeah, and don't look now, but in second place now, you have that number 7 Toyota Camry that you were just talking about. Gonna be able to clear Sean Purcell for for second, as Sean falls to 3rd.
Definitely the action is...
A little bit of contact there, almost, as they're 3 wide right before that. 3 wide again, here come off the turn. Great job for the 67 there. My goodness, action everywhere on this racetrack, as they're still 3 wide here going into turn number 3. The 6 is gonna back off on this one.
Oh, you just gotta sit back and laugh. These drivers are giving it their all.
Never mind. Oh my goodness.
Oh, what a great battle we're having right now all over this racetrack.
67 of Justin Horton, the 14 of Scott, and then right now we got the 9 though of Adam Angerstein over here, back up to the 6th position. See now the 26 of Chad Snyder going by the 14. 14 struggling a little bit here, losing a couple spots. One of those guys who hasn't pit, so he's got people around him with at least 10 lap fresh tires or so. One of those guys at number 27.
It's really interesting to see some of these drivers on different strategies starting to carve up the field. But I think the story right now has to be with our leader, Lilith Peters, just running away from this thing on old tires. She's the class of the field.
Yeah, absolutely right. The one car taking away a gap now of about 1 second over Travis Rodriguez, though. We can't not talk about Rodriguez in the 7 car, up now 19 spots, though. Drops back to 3rd, now 4th, but he is putting some pressure on some of these leaders and worked his way through the field to get there.
Yeah, what a great run for Travis there in that number 7 car, showing that doesn't really, I mean, it does matter where you start, but if you strategize and play your cards right, you can get back up here running in the top 5, no problem, as these guys are still side by side through the pack.
The action just does not stop here at Nashville, as there's a lot of different battles all throughout this field. We are seeing some movers come up that we have seen mostly throughout the beginning portion of this race, none being more prevalent than Adam Angerstein, now up to the 5th position.
No, look at this. Fighting hard here. You see that Pepsi car of Sean Purcell move to the inside. Man, they are all stacked up here. 5, 6 cars right under a blanket here as they go dive down here into turn number 3.
The story here is going to have to be that 21 machine hanging out in the back. Remember, he just came down pit road, got 4 fuel goods, trying to make a move on the inside of that 67.
Man, it's getting close. You know, that 7, you know, again, still on older tires, doing everything that he can just to hold him off. But here comes David Lorfano. He's got those fresh fuel goods, and he is right there. Nothing you can do, no matter how dominant you are. Fresh tires are king, and here they come. Right to the back bumper here. Going to stay back off just a little bit. Stay patient for the number 8 of David Lorfano. Going to get a good run here off of turn number 4. Peak low. Lilith will still lead here as we head to lap 83 of 150. Now 82 laps into this race. As you see, he looks high a little bit. Going to try to use a good run, kind of like a little bit of a Martinsville style lap right there, turn where he kind of peaked high in the middle of the turn. A little bit of a diamond effect there, trying to do everything he can to get some good momentum and capitalize on these fresher tires as he gets to the outside. What a great run there to 3 and 4 there for David.
Peter's certainly making David earn it, but it just seems to be that these fresh tires are now rising to the top. It's going to be interesting to see how this strategy plays along the longer we go on in this race, when Lilith Peters will head down pit road. But for now, it's David Lofrano here at the point in Nashville.
Here comes that number 9, Adam Angerstein. But the most important part when you're the 1 car here is remembering you are on a different strategy. Be patient, and same with the guys with the faster tires. You have to be patient and understand who you are racing around and what their strategy is as well.
Yeah, you don't have to be the best of the field at the moment. You just got to be the best of the people that you are racing against. And
yep, and everybody at lap 150.
Yeah, well, that too. But for now, it's going to be that 9 chasing that 8 car as they go down into 3 and 4 on the same strategy, looking to capitalize on fresher rubber.
Well, I'll be interested to see here, Zach, because the 9 we saw earlier use up his stuff early on and then kind of fall off on the long run. And when we spoke with Lorfano here, he said that was an issue for him. So 2 drivers currently 1st and 2nd, known for their short run speed. We'll have to see how that plays out maybe. And what is Kyle Purcell behind him? Is he better on saving tires, or is he going to be a little bit of the same boat? So we'll have to see here over the next maybe 15 to 20 laps.
Yeah, that's, again, another Toyota that we really didn't see very early on in this race, but Purcell playing the strategy, doing this seemingly, as of right now, this lap 87, seemingly doing it the right way, finding his way up to P3.
Right now, currently running lap 87. We're going to have just under, well, of course, under 70 laps to go. Looking at about 64 now, coming to 63 laps to go. Talking about that fuel window, where it was at, we're about, I'd say, 20 laps from really being in the middle of that fuel run. So we're gonna have to see what these drivers decide to do. Zach, I'll be interested here. Yeah, definitely gonna see who has to pit first. And I mean, if from the looks of it, this is probably gonna go green. I'd wait as long as I could to pit and have fresh tires at the end.
I don't know, Angel. It just seems that the last time we tried green flag pit stops, remember it was too much for some of our competitors, and that brought out a yellow. So it might behoove some of these people to stay out as long as you can. And remember, early on in this race, Lilith Peters had the opportunity to trap the field lap down, didn't do it. I guarantee you, if that opportunity happens again, anybody would be willing to take advantage of it.
Oh yeah, this late in the race without question. But yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree. It's gonna be who can wait the longest and who pits at the right time, because you also don't want to wait too long. You might really just put yourself in a bad situation, especially if you're a short run car.
Well, fellas, just a reminder, this 8 car of David Lofano running out front currently is our past winner from last year at Nashville. So this 8 car knows how to get around this place. Don't put him out yet.
Certainly be hunted down by that 9, though. Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, Zach, if you just so happen to remember last year in our league at Nashville, a certain David Lofano happened to put the butt whooping on all of us and won that race too.
Hey, Cliff, that's where I remember David Lofano.
Hey, there you go.
You didn't remember he raced? Yeah.
We come full circle. I'll tell you, the iRacing world is a small one. We appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to jump side by side. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to take a break here for our commentators. Don't go away. You won't miss any of the action, and we will be right back.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, the rocket! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the left coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
Back live at the racetrack, lap 96 of 150 underway. Adam Angerstein has reassumed the lead over Kyle Purcell and David Lofano III.
I think the real story here, Cliff, is that, well, we went to break with a leader, then we came back, and that leader is P3. So what is going on with that 8 machine as this run wears on?
Yeah, he's fallen back just a little bit. We saw him leading, and now he's dropped back to third. But I'm not going to count him out yet. We still got a little over 50 laps to go. We've got at least one more pit stop before this one's over, if not 2. So this 8 car has got the speed, he's got the strategy working out. We'll see where he is in the end.
I'll tell you who does have a lot of speed and has impressed me a ton during this run is Lilith Peters, as she is just hanging in there. 5th place, didn't fade away too far. We talked about before the break, you got to maximize your opportunity to race who you're racing against in terms of strategy, and Peters has done a good job hanging with these leaders who are now on fresh tires.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 99 of 150 in the bank here. Angerstein leads. Let's take a look at our top leader, or I'm sorry, top mover of the race. Is now currently going to be Christian Delgado in the 16, who's up 11 spots from where he started. Early on, we saw that it was Scott Leonard. And he's now dropped back to 15th here. Trying to fight hard for 14th place there as he works on Travis Rodriguez in the 7 Toyota.
Yeah, it is a race of attrition here at Nashville, especially with the different strategies that we've gotten. If you are a driver that can manage long runs here, like Peters, you can kind of hang in there with well, stacked up against competition that does have fresh rubber, but we take a look, unfortunately, at our biggest mover of the race. At one point, it was that 7 car, dropping through the field, really hurting right now. I bet you a pit stop is a welcome sight for that 7 car.
I'd be jumping on pit stop right now. Absolutely, it's well, not right now, here in a couple of laps, but this is a situation where we're getting to it. We're right close to that pit window. I'd say it's too early. I definitely want to wait, but I mean, what's the latest you think you'd be willing to wait here, Zach?
I really don't know, Angel, because early in this race, at the first opportunity for green flag pit stops, Cliff and I, we saw people going down pit road way before what we thought this fuel window was going to be, anticipating a big jump on tires. So it really is a toss-up. I feel that for that 7 car, it will behoove you to come down early, maybe get that massive undercut as the 4 is now down pit road in that Pepsi machine. But it might behoove you to go down pit road early. If you're up front, though, like Lilith Peters, you might want to run that thing as dry as you can.
So right now in the situation for Sean Purcell in the 17th position, we just all come down pit road. He needs a caution right now, basically.
Oh, Peters is down pit road along with the 67 machine. So
here it is.
Yep.
One came in, and here they all come.
Yeah. Yep. So we are seeing the exchange of strategies here. Remember, the first part of this field did take advantage of fresh tires. That's why they're out front. People like Lilith Peters and others, they are on a completely different fuel strategy. So you're going to see kind of a shifting of power happen here at Nashville over the next, I'd say, about 20 laps or so.
This 9 car currently now with a 4.3 second lead over David Lorfano. So you have to wonder if David maybe did still pushing a little bit too hard here in the short runs, really paying for it here as the run extends. But put him in your top 3 or top 4 on a late restart, and I might put my money on Lorfano here.
Yeah, I think it'll all depend on how many sets of Goodyears you got sitting down on pit road. We talked about that earlier on in this race, and it's not a fun feeling restarting on a concrete track with old tires, or just even slightly used ones versus fresh ones. So I don't know. I don't know where the tire situation is for some of these drivers, but I know it's going to be close. So very interesting how this one's going to pan out. I love races like this, Angel. I love races with different strategies.
Man, do I ever. I agree so much. It is so much fun watching different strategies play out. Not that it's fun to see people's hearts get broken, but at the same time, also love seeing those, far out strategies that end up working out.
absolutely. We definitely are spoiled today. I mean, the pit strategies in this thing started at lap 7 as we saw drivers take advantage of tires early on, really early on, and then a mid-race caution definitely shuffled things up, tracked people a lap down. That's why you have some drivers now electing to pit during this cycle. It's going to be interesting. Only with 9 cars on the lead lap, if there were a caution to come out, Angel, that'd change everything.
Oh yeah, without question. And these guys that pit, when you pit and you're relying on a caution to come out, you need it to happen almost immediately, where you're still in the lead lap, but you haven't put any laps on the tires. Because after 5 laps on your tires, a caution comes out, you're now in a kind of a bad position where the guys behind you are going to have fresh tires. And that's if you got back on the lead lap.
Yeah, Nathan Christensen and Christian Delgado now find themselves on pit road. It's all coming around, Angel. People are cycling out. This is gonna be so much fun seeing how folks manage their tires, because if you're one of these drivers that are waiting to go down pit road, like an Adam Angerson and David Lofano, you are gonna be pushing here at the end of this thing, getting everything you can out of those tires.
And yeah, I mean, so right now it's the number 9 still continue to stay out front. To kind of give everybody an idea, that last lap there for our leader Adam Angerstein was a 31.95, and his fastest lap is a 30.2. So we're running 1.7, close to 2 seconds slower a lap right now. That's how much these guys are gaining.
Yeah, but it feels good right now, right? Feels good to be number 1. So
does it ever?
It doesn't matter if you're running 2 seconds slower than what you can. You're looking at the pylon and seeing that, hey, I got 6 other drivers on the lead lap with me, and that's it. So I'm going to stay out as long as I can, trying to track the field a lap down. Definitely a story to look at moving forward. As you see the 72 trying to get by the 9, trying to unlap himself. That would be Jeremy Flanagan. He's going from 2 to 1 lap down in the 19th position.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, see the difference right there. Fresh tires compared to the old tires of our leader. Right now, looking like we only have 3 drivers on the lead lap. So Adam Angerstein, as we mentioned, currently looking on the number 20 of Larry Garnes in that Chevy, very green looking car. I like the wheels match. Good mix there.
Yeah.
And then in 3rd place is David Hurrah, and I hope I said that right.
I think so.
And he'll be in our 3rd place. The only other driver has not pit. Adam, our leader, pit on lap 65. The other 2, Larry and David, respectively, each pit at lap 71. So a few laps after, as you see, Larry gonna let some of these guys on fresh tires go right on by. Currently 13.5 seconds behind our current leader still of Adam. As you see, Cameron Harris just put down his fastest lap of the day, a 30.15, an absolutely blazing lap. That was the fastest lap. Now Cameron Harris puts down the next fastest, or the now fastest lap of the race, a 30.11. That is absolutely, he can put down an absolutely blazing fast lap. Unreal.
Well, anything you can do, I can do better. I think that's the mantra of the field right now on fresh tires, trying to outdo one another. My question for you, Angel, is the other side of the scale here with Adam Angerstein. Pulling away here, understanding, hey, I got a big lead. I'm on old tires. You as a driver, how mentally taxing is it for you to watch the field on freshies go by you? And
we got a caution! Another car wrecks in the front stretch. No caution just yet. He's stopped on the bottom.
Holy smokes!
We don't have a caution.
Wow!
Now the 00, the cookie machine, is gonna stay out of the racing lane, and that's gonna not cause a caution. Big thing here with this.
He was sideways on the racetrack in front of the leader. It's not so much outside of the racing lane. I get it now, but oh my goodness, that was a scary moment there for the 9 as he's gonna finally hit pit lane. He says, "Nope, I'm done."
Man, I'm looking over that spin right now over Jonathan May, and some big front end contact with the outside wall. That is perplexing, to say the least, in terms of how this race is now unfolding. We'll put it a nice way. How about that?
I say, well, as soon as Adam pits here, let's jump on board with the one of Lilith Peters and see where she's at on the racetrack in comparison to that number 9. As looks like she just went right on by. There you go. It's over. She just drove right on by. That's the big difference.
Yep, that's how much time you can gain or lose depending on this thing. But we do have new competitors up here now with Lilith Peters that we haven't really talked about all race. Justin Horton here in the 67 car right behind Peters.
Wide in the middle of the pack, that last restart.
Yeah. Definitely a topic worth noting, as we're gonna see the people on new tires try to get everything they can out of their equipment, trying to hunt down the leader. Man, I love races like this. I can't convey my excitement enough how much I love races like this, because you're gonna look at that 9 car and Adam Angerstein, and he's gonna be putting down those fast laps trying to catch the leader.
And I love that you said that, because I just ready to say he was at 6.2 seconds behind as he was up to speed. He's got, what are we looking at here? Just 32 laps to go. I wonder if, and did you hear the one shifting there? I think I heard the one shifting there for a moment.
Well, regardless, we've been talking about her like she's going to, or like she is the leader. She's going to now be the leader because David Harris down pit road.
Yeah, so, yep, she'll take the lead. Now it'll be interesting to see. Adams 15.7 seconds back now. How much time can he make up with these fresh tires? There's a good amount of time left. Right now, I mean, Lilith Peters is running at 30.92. Adam ran at 30.63. Not quite enough. Going to need more out of that if he wants to get all his time back.
I think
Going to need at least half a tenth a lap.
My question is, we are on lap 120 now. What happens to this field if there is a caution about, I don't know, closing down to the end of this thing? If you are a driver like that 15 machine that just came down pit road, David Hara.
Oh, that is sold.
Do you roll the dice, right? Do you have enough people go with you and say, I'm going to put 2 tires on this thing, or I'm going to maybe stay out altogether?
Well, the 15 just came down pit lane. Caution comes out right now. I do believe he'd get the lucky dog. But I wouldn't. I still wouldn't. I mean, you don't need to pay. You just pay for fresh tires. A car like the 9, I think caution needed to come out a couple of laps ago. He did just put down a 30.15. But 6 laps already on these tires. He's probably already past that point where if he stayed out, he needs at least a good 7 or 8 cars behind him to have a chance.
Yeah. I need to, I know Cliff, our producer back there, he's got his own buttons, but I need to stop being the eye in the sky for a little while for myself, because my blood pressure's going through the roof watching some of these other folks that are out here going 3 wide and whatnot here at Nashville. It's wild out here.
Well, thank you, Zach. I'd like to take a moment here while we come to the closing here. We got about 25 to go. And just run kind of through the field here, get a moment for the folks at home watching. Thank you for joining us. Just kind of show off where your driver might be running. Let's go ahead and run through the field. Lilith Peters running this thing. She's in the point standings at the top. She is leading this race. Hell of a driver as the 15 gets underneath her. But the 67 of Justin Horton currently scored second. He's up 10 spots from where he started in the 67 Foxfire Foods car. Cameron Harris in the 27 running third. We've got Kyle Purcell in the 10, our top Toyota of the race, running fourth. Sean Purcell is going to round out our top 5 in the 04 Ford here. And then we've got our last year's winner, David Lorfano, the third, running 6th in the 8th position. Peter Terrio in the 6th is going to run 7th. Then we got Adam Angerstein dominant early on in this race, currently marred back into 8th with Chad Snyder in the 9 Ford running right behind, 9th place in the 26 Ford. And then right behind him, we got Nathan Christensen rounding out our top 10. Joshua Hetrick will jump into 11th, up 8 spots from where he started. Christian Delgado is going to hold on to 12th. Travis Rodriguez is going to grab 13th currently. And then Scott Leonard going to roll 14th. Larry Garnes in the number 20 Chevy is currently sitting in 15th with Zorku Nation is Jeremy Flanagan running 16th. David Hara running 17th. Charlie Dickey in the 37 Toyota 18th. Tyrone Yo Jr. is going to run 19th. And Johnny May is going to round out our top 20. But back up front, Lilith Peters in that one Chevy currently dominating the field.
Well, as I said, just under 25 laps to go now, and kind of give you everybody a nice rundown of the field. Hopefully you got to see your favorite driver and the one you're rooting on for tonight's race. Those rooting on our current leader, Liz Peters, probably got to be pretty happy, but right now you see Justin Horton still staying close behind, only 7/10 behind. That 9 car is now down to 7.6 seconds, 1 second faster than your leader that last time around. 7 laps in 20 laps is not impossible. It sounds a lot easier, but also got to remember that his tires will continue to wear out, and at one point we're almost even out here with that number 1 car. So it's down to 6.9 seconds though, still 8/10 faster than last time around.
It's gonna be close. I can't tell you how much I love this stuff. It's gonna be great watching Angerstein try to hunt down Peters. Also, don't count out David Lofano up here in P5. That 8 machine's clicking off some decent laps. Not as fast as that 9 car, but is on the same fuel strategy. So it will be.
At the moment, we'll see. This time around, she's going to run a 31.53 to a Cameron's 31.56. So Lilith just about 3/100ths of a second quicker that lap last time around. Angerstein down to 5.2 seconds. That last round, 7/10 quicker than Lilith.
Oh, it's going to happen, Angel. It's going to happen. We're going to see fuel strategy, tire strategy play out at its finest. And I think by the end of this thing, we're going to have to watch Lilith Peters put on a show to keep off a hard-charging, a couple of drivers, really, Lofano and Angerstein making their way through the field.
Now I ask you, my good friend here, Zach, what is going through your mind if you're currently Lilith in first place, knowing that your biggest competitor is hunting you down?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know if I can really speak from experience there, Angel. But
oh, me neither. But you know, this is all assumption. Remember.
But I think if you're Lilith, of course you're trying to watch the relative. You're going to see eventually that Angerstein number 9 car pop in to your relative, and that number's going to start to go down. And if you're anything like me, you really worry over the relative. You try to wonder, okay, where are they gaining on me? How can I try to be smooth and consistent? I think that's what Peters has to do. Minimize the damage, understand that, okay, I am slower right now, but they got to get to me. Start laying down as consistent laps as you can, catch lap traffic in opportune spots, and really make your way as smoothly as you can. You cannot control how hard that 9 hunts you down, but what you can control is how smooth you drive.
Oh, absolutely too. That last time around, you see for that 9 car, just ran his the first lap in the 31-second mark. Down to 3 seconds here. We'll see what the lap times are looking like this time. Just over 6/10 quicker that last time around for Adam. So Oh, it's going to be difficult.
It's going to happen. I can really see Angerstein really making some quick work of a couple drivers in front of him, but don't expect those two in front of him, Horton and Harris, to just lay over. They have a lot to race for here, racing for a podium right now.
Well, and now for the next, fun question. 15 laps to go. If you're in the top 5 right now and you still somehow have a set of tires, there will be 18 cars in the lead lap after the next caution, assuming one doesn't go a lap down then.
Oh, 67 in the fence, right in front of Angerstein. Still throwing a block. Sorry to cut you off, Angel, but they are battling here for second.
We gotta see this. Oh, here it is, and then 27, Cameron Harris is there. All of these two drivers right now are best friends of Lillis Peters. If they can hold the 9 off as much as they can, it's perfect, but they're not going to be able to put up much of a fight. 67 backs off, the 9's going to drive it in deep here into turn 3 and 4. I believe he'll clear the 27. He will. 1 second between him and Lillis Peters. We've got 14 laps to go. 13 laps to go now here in Nashville.
Oh, Lilith Peters needs to embody, it takes one thing to get to me, but it'll be a whole me. And it's going to take all these laps to fend off that 9 machine as Adam Angerstein is on his way looking for P1, hounding down the backstretch here into 3 and 4.
Mind you, wow, this is going to be a great possible finish we might be getting. Currently lap 139 and see 12 laps to go.
Oh, if you're
remember, Lillis has been out here for now 36 laps on this set of tires compared to less than, or to just over 20 for that of Adam. But also, let's remember, it's also been just over 20 for Adam. So this is going to get to a point in time where his tires are really just going to get pretty bad as well. And he's putting the pressure now. As you see him dive to the outside here, he'll keep putting the block though.
Yep, you got to defend. You got to make that car as wide as you can. We are approaching lap traffic. Earlier this race, we saw the 1 take the lead for the first time using lap traffic as there's a huge block down the Wild's Edge. Oh, man, what a race we got going on for first and second as they go into 3 and 4.
Man, she is hungry. She can't deny now use some of these lap cars to his advantage. The 1's going to catch his lap. Oh, she'll bounce off of him to keep the run going. Here comes the 9 to her inside.
Side by side as they go down the front stretch and into turn 1. Peters has to send it loose. Man, and that is enough for the 9 to get by. The 1's going to have a big run off, but it's not going to be enough here on fresh tires.
Oh, to use the bumper. She wants to hold on to this win. 10 laps to go. It's not going to be enough.
Nope, it's not. But that 1 is going to keep trying. We've seen all race.
She's hungry.
We've seen
almost tags the wall, but a great run there off of turn 4 for the 1.
We've seen it all race long. The 1 being very strong as the run wears on. But did the 9 use all of his stuff? Peters has got to regroup here and mount an attack in just a few laps here.
9 laps to go here. Lillis staying right in his tracks. All she needs is Adam to make 1 mistake. He has burned his tires up trying to catch her. Does he make a mistake over the final 8 laps, and can she capitalize? You got 2 lap cars still in front of him. She's only just under 2.5 tenths behind. Didn't really lose too much on that one. Less than a tenth of a second in the last lap.
All you got to do is be in striking distance, Angel, to use that chrome horn, but the 9 does pull away down the backstretch. They are side by side in front of the leaders here. So watch for lap traffic to play a factor as these two near the end here in Nashville.
That one car got very tight behind the dirty air of the 9 and 1 and 2. You saw it in the middle of the turn where she had lost 2 tenths just in that one moment. Didn't lose any additional there through 3 and 4 as the leader's now catching 2 lap cars. One's going to pull all the way to the high side and move out of the way. The classy move there by the number 7. As the 1 catches the 7, just in a bad spot there. Yeah, I got
72.
72 with the block.
Oh man, this is gonna get wild.
72 is on the lead lap. Let's not forget that, everybody. 72 is on the lead lap. Big block again. Oh stretch. Can't quite clear that 72 though.
Well, if if you are on the lead lap, you can fight for it, and that 72 is certainly exercising his right as the one. Yep, as the one now creeps in to just over 2 car lengths now, trying to hunt down the 9.
Well, I mean, a big difference there for the 72. Precaution comes out before he gets lapped. He's lining up with everybody else. If he's got a fresh set of Goodyears, even better. A lap car, you're going to have to restart at the tail end of the entire pack. So, you know, something to fight for. I get it. 5 laps to go, but he's got an opportunity. You never know if he's still got a set of Goodyears there. Wow, it's a close one there between first and second.
Peters tries to send it into 1 and 2, and unfortunately doesn't make it stick. Does get a good run off down here the backstretch. I can't believe it, Angel. We are on lap 146, going to 147, and the lead is just this close.
Yeah, I know, even with significantly, and I mean 13 lap older tires. Right there, as you see David Norfano in 3rd place. He's only 2.9 seconds behind. That last time around, he was a tad bit quicker, but these are, as a matter of fact, just almost mirroring that of the times of 1st and 2nd. Lily's doing a great job holding on with his old tires. We saw her do it earlier, and doing it again here now.
I'm watching Lilith Peters trying to make deep dives into the corner. That's only going to hurt the tire wear on this one machine. But you got to use what you got now, as she is right behind that 9 car as we approach lap 148. Man, this is going to be a nail-biter.
If I'm the 9 car, I am worried that she is keeping pace with me still. And with 3 laps to go, it is a perfect time to get used up by that old chrome horn, as you mentioned.
Yeah, that 1 car mirroring the 9 going down the backstretch. The story all day has been Lilith Peters and her long run speed. But we have seen significant strength out of Adam Angerson here in the last run. They are going to get 2 laps to go here crossing the line. The lead is only 3 car lengths.
Boy, oh boy, what a race we've got here between the 9 and the 1. They're going to be battling it out. Adam Angerstein from Akron, and then you have the 1 of Lilith Peters here from Tampa, Florida. Running up right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Going to be 1 lap to go as they go through 3 and 4. Only 0.3 of a second separate them. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Zach.
Oh, coming out of 1 and 2. It is 2 car lengths as they cross the start-finish line. These drivers are coming for it here. We have Peters going to the high line, trying to do something a little bit different to try to get a run out of 2.
Yeah, she wants a big run out of 2 so she can use that bumper in 3. She can catch him. But the 9 got a good enough run. I don't think she's got enough to catch him and use it. She thought about it, but wasn't enough. That 9 car, Adam Angerstein. Zach, take us away for the finish.
And it'll be Adam Angerstein in the number 9 crossing the start-finish line, 3 car lengths ahead of our 2nd place finisher, Lilith Peters. What a race did we see here at Nashville with David Lorfano rounding out your podium in 3rd.
Oh my goodness, what a finish. And I mean, Lilith put on a hell of a fight. With 13 lap order tires, I would not have guessed that she could have held him off and raced as close as she did for that entire run. That is a fantastic job right there.
Yep, and we talked about it early and often, how this strategy produces thrilling races. We've seen it on the real life cup side, and now we see it here on iRacing and here in Nashville as Adam Angerstein uses every little bit of tire he's got on that last run, and Lilith Peters trying to fend him off. Didn't quite pan out, but what a finish here in Nashville.
Whenever you get a chance, Zach, go ahead and jump into our chat. I think we got a little surprise there for you. Nonetheless, you see the 10, they're going to do a little burnout there with the 9, the 10 here being Kyle Purcell in the other one of the other Toyotas here in the field, finishing in the 6th. All right, I do believe we're getting ready to bring in for an interview here. See if we can bring them in. Cliff, do you 1, 2, 3 here? 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, David, man, how you doing today, buddy? I finally get to broadcast your race. Great run there. I was just telling these guys how you put a bit of a butt whooping in my league at Nashville, and here you're gonna come home with a third place finish. This track definitely seems to suit you. What about this track do you like so much? If you do, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite tracks on the service. I'm not too sure. I just take a liking to it, I guess. It works for me. Um, you know, P3, I'll take that all day long. We got some really good competitors here in this league. It's tough. That last run, I just tried to save as much as I could and wait for about 15 to 20 to go to try to get there. Just ran out of time is all. Maybe a caution could have helped, but P3s, I'll take it.
Yeah, you definitely had been running some comparable times with the leaders there in the final 5 or 10 laps. I wanted to throw it out there if a caution comes out, but I didn't want to go ahead and jinx anybody. But man, great race there, David. You got to really showcase some of that speed there and pull off a podium, of course. So I'm sure you got a couple people you'd like to thank before we let you go ahead and celebrate it.
Yeah, I mean, gotta thank Lucky Dog Detailing, of course, first and foremost for the sponsorship on the car. Holio Cornhole boards and bags as well. Miss Dee Dee's Daycare for the race sponsor tonight. Hillbilly Motorsports, we put a lot of time in here and try to figure it out and work as a team. It's beneficial for all of us. So, and of course, thank you to you guys for bringing the show to all the fans.
Hey, absolutely, David. A pleasure. Great racing tonight. Man, it was a blast to watch. Thank you for putting this on for us, of course. And we're gonna have some exciting racing next week at Iowa.
Yeah, looking forward to Iowa for sure. It's the first time we've been there in the Cup cars, so no one really knows what to expect. But first and foremost, I got to congratulate Adam Angerstein on the win. I believe that's the first win for him in this league, so or at least in the Cup cars. So he put on a dominating performance tonight. So congrats to him.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David, for jumping in with us. Have yourself a good evening. We'll see you next week.
All right, thank you guys.
And of course, our second place finisher, Lilith Peters. Lilith, it's us in the booth. You got us?
I gotcha. Hello.
Lilith, great racing there all night long. Strategy's going to be the one to come back and bite you here in the rear end. Do you regret your decision on your strategy? Would you go back and do it all over again with the way it finished, or do you feel like you chose the best strategy for what the car and the track presented to you at the time?
Yeah, it was a good race. I definitely regret it. If I just stayed out one more lap, I could have. I wouldn't have needed to save. I think I would have had something for Adam. But I literally sputtered coming to the line, so I gave it all I could.
Wow, okay. I did not know that I don't think we knew that up here, Zach, that she was running on a fuel run there too. Man, that makes it all much more impressive. I mean, yeah, having so much older tires, we knew you were better in the long run. I didn't know if it would really, how well it could even out. Maybe a couple of laps later, and that pitting would have helped. I understand that one, but man, what a great finish. I mean, if you were close enough, Liz, we got to know, would you have used that old chrome horn to give that 9 a boot out of the way?
Maybe a little bump, but he deserved it. It's a long time coming for Adam, so I'm very glad he got his win finally.
Well, we do appreciate the honesty. David did definitely let us know that was his first win, long time coming. Congrats to him. Sure, you got a couple people we'd like to thank for we let you out of here and then at least go celebrate a podium here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank Kaiju Cat Motorsports. Always a great team. Sponsor on the car, Luna Steak Sauce. You can get that at foxfirefoods.com. Thank the Bean team. I just had a really fun race. Thank you guys for broadcasting. I can't wait to watch it over.
Yeah, you see yourself putting on a show for all of us here in the booth and the fans watching. So thank you, Liz. Congratulations once again here on the podium, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
There you have it, folks. Lilith Peters finishing second. We'll go ahead and grab our first finisher, Adam Angerstein, the 9 Toyota. Adam, it's us in the booth. You got us?
Yes.
All right, Adam, congratulations on your victory here. I want to jump in at least to say great strategy there, but I'll let Zach take away this one. I just wanted to say congrats on that win. Nice job on that.
Thank you.
Well, Adam, it's Zach up here in the booth with Cliff and Angel, and you had a very eventful race. And at the end of the thing, you played the fuel strategy, tire strategy, however you want to word it, to perfection. What was going through your mind going through the pits that last time? We saw some commotion happen in front of you the lap before you pitted. Was that kind of a sign for you to go, okay, I'm going to go down pits now?
In a sense, yes, but like Juggles, the teammate, and everybody else that's on the team just said, hey, just stay out, try to get the freshest tires. And I'm not going to lie, when I came out, I was so far behind, like, there's no way. But then, like, after the first, like, 4 laps, you know what I mean? I just caught so much time, and I was like, what in the F? I was like, holy crap. And then I was like, there's no way you'll catch the front of the pack. You know what I mean? They're like, there's just not possible. Then I caught up and saw Cameron. I'm like, what the and then I was like, oh shit. Lilith's right in front of me. I was like, oh, but I burned everything up. So if we had more time, I bet you she probably would have. I know she had older tires, but I'll take it. How's that?
Yeah, my next question for you, Adam, was getting to Lilith was one thing, passing her was another, and keeping her behind you was a whole nother story. Walk us through kind of what you were thinking as each one of those steps started to unfold as these laps wore down.
Well, when I caught her, she was, if I'm gonna be blunt, I think she was the best car. And when I caught her, I was like, okay, because she was obviously blocking, which obviously anybody would do, but she's a lot better than most people at blocking. Lorfano's pretty good. Hillbilly, when he's up front's pretty good at blocking. But then the lap car helped me get by her. But then, like I said, I overdrove it because my wheel was literally turned like over 90 degrees to the left. I was like, dude, you burned it all up trying to get back up there. And then the last like 2 to 3 laps, I finally found a pace where I could not have to turn it so hard. And then she was just the same amount of pace behind. And like she broke a little bit later into the turn than I do. But, it ended up working out.
Yeah, it all panned out. That number 9 machine was fast all day, wound up being the fastest one at the end of this thing. And I want to leave it over to you, Adam. Do you have any thank yous, sponsors, or shout outs that you want to make known here on SRM?
As I always say, because I never finish on the podium very often, I just always thank Josh and Juggles for getting me into the league, and then Hillbilly and Lefano putting up with my shit. And just everyone hey, we had a good race. Nobody really complained to me, this race. When we did the truck race Sunday, dude, I might have turned some people around. But, just thank the league and everyone who's involved. And nobody, like I said, bitched at me. We raced, and I'm just appreciative to be in it. And, we'll try and go get another one.
Yeah, Cliff, this is all you.
Well, we really appreciate you coming by, Adam Angerstein, and a huge win for you tonight. So we thank you, and we will send you back to celebrate.
Yeah, because it's the first win I've ever gotten in the league, so thanks.
Yeah, well, anyone you want to shout out before we send you back?
I'll shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast.
I appreciate that. We appreciate you guys for coming out week in, week out, and running here and giving us something to show for those at home. We appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Angerstein gonna finish in the top spot here tonight. We'll go ahead and take you through the race results. Lilith Peters is gonna take second place. David Lorfano finishing on the podium in third position. Not able to get another win here as he did last year. I apologize. But unfortunately for him, or not necessarily unfortunate, but pretty fortunate, he finishes on the podium. Third place. Justin Horton's going to finish fourth. Cameron Harris will finish fifth. Kyle Purcell finishes sixth. And Sean Purcell will finish seventh. Christian Delgado is going to come across the line in eighth. And Nathan Christensen will finish ninth. Larry Garnes is going to finish top 10, with Chad Snyder finishing 11th and David Hara finishing 12th.
Peter Therrell, I hope I said that right.
Terrio.
Terrio. Oh wow, very off. Sorry about that. In 13th, Scott Leonard in 14th, Jeremy Flanagan in 15th. 16th belongs to Travis Rodriguez. We saw him running up front there. We're gonna finish back there in 16th, 2 laps down. Joshua Hetrick in 17th. Charlie Dickey in 18th. Tyrone Yo in 19th, and Johnny May gonna round out your top 20. Cole Martin gonna finish. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. Cole Martin finishes 21st. Jim Hubble 22nd, and very unfortunate for Patrick McQuaid here in the 77. Doesn't get the opportunity to bring it to the racetrack. Had some internet issues, and that's just the world we live in here with this virtual racing that we do. Hopefully we see the 77 back on the racetrack next week, and hopefully you join us when we get back there. So for everyone back here at Sim Racing Media, we thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll join us next week at Iowa. Same time, same channel. And we thank you for watching. Have a great night.